Welcome to Construct Tech TV. On today's Tech Update, I'm going to tell you about the top 5 tech trends. This includes augmented reality, self-driving equipment, smart homes, 3D printing, and software integration. First up, let's talk about augmented reality. When will it take off? If you ask tech companies and analysts, the answer is actually this year. Trimble and Microsoft have announced a partnership with the University of Cambridge. This objective is to advance mixed reality using Microsoft HoloLens. Now think about that. There are some trials using the device in inspection of buildings and bridges that are underway right now. But this is just the beginning. Some of you might recall the technology was on display at Autodesk University this past fall. Autodesk demonstrated sensors, robotics, and AR. So we see many of the technology players are making a move into the space. But when will it take off in your construction business? That really is the million-dollar question. We're beginning to see these initiatives demonstrate the value in construction, but only time will tell for your company and the industry overall. Which brings us to our next development, self-driving equipment. Last fall, Volvo demonstrated a self-driving truck in an underground mine. Sensors monitor its surrounding to avoid fixed and moving obstacles. It also uses a system to gather all this data about route and fuel consumption. This truck is part of a development project, and it is currently being tested in real-time operation. Volvo isn't alone either. Many manufacturers are developing intelligent machine control. Komatsu also offers an autonomous haulage vehicle. This unmanned equipment is designed to improve productivity at mines. Even a report from Future Market Insights predicts the smart mining market will rise as much as 12%. So that indicates an even bigger trend is currently emerging. So robotics and automated machinery will revolutionize job site tasks. So make no mistake, there are still a number of hurdles that need to be overcome, and the industry needs to address safety and even cost concerns. But the opportunities still far outweigh all of the challenges that we're talking about, which is why we see an increase coming in the very near future. So next, let's talk about smart homes that are certainly on the rise right now. As we see Apple, Google, and Amazon taking and making a stake in the market. But like any fast emerging industry, there are many roadblocks. Perhaps the biggest is the technological fragmentation. There are still too many products and standards for the home. For many home builders, this creates a challenge. It becomes tough to determine which whole house platform to use. Despite these hurdles, builders are actually making smart home technologies a staple in all of our homes, which is really exciting. And this goes beyond just connected lights, security, and entertainment systems. As one example, Brookfield Residential is partnering with Amazon Alexa. Brookfield is featuring voice-enabled home automation leveraging artificial intelligence. Even Kettle and Oak is a startup builder taking advantage of connected home technology as well. This husband and wife team has built as many as 50 smart homes, and this duo also has plans to build its first smart building by 2018. Smart structures are certainly on the rise, and builders are delivering smart home solutions. 3D printing. I'm sure you've heard of that. But have you ever heard of macro 3D printing? Well, it's set to transform the construction industry. Now, the technology is printing buildings as big as 20 feet in each dimension. Now think about that. This is really amazing. Macro 3D printing is still in the infancy stage, and Persistence Market Research says adoption is 10 years away. Macro 3D printing is designed to help solve the housing shortage by printing large structures. And macro 3D printing also minimizes material and labor costs. Many experts say calibration and maintenance of the machines will still need to be ironed out, as well as integration between collaboration platforms, APIs, and overall 3D printing. Still, with the growth of robotics, 3D printers just might be the must-have technology of the future. That's pretty exciting, right? Our final tech trend is software integration. Now, if you think about what we've been doing here at ConstructTech in our playbook, we've surveyed construction professionals for years. And what's really interesting when we look about it is we've been identifying the adoption trends. 61% of respondents say software interoperability is very important, and 67% have 5 or more separate data applications. This points to a challenge in construction today. Too often, disparate software doesn't speak the same language. That is why standards are so important for construction. We've been working so hard with the construction industry on the Baseline to Build initiative. And I actually interviewed Jeff Farrell, Vice President and CTO of Swinerton, on my radio show, and here are some of his thoughts on what we have been doing together.
Well, I think that it's, as you say, it's going to be, it has to include the entire gamut of our industry. Sure, it's great if all of the large companies, say this is what they want to do and probably have an amplified voice in that market. But it's the small and probably even more the medium-sized players who really have the most to gain from this. There's a certain amount, whether you're a major subcontractor, like Rosendin, or a major general contractor, where we could maintain the status quo of what we're doing here for quite some time, and we'd be okay with it. But the small and the medium folks, they're the ones who are dealing with many different, I'd say even a greater number of these issues than we are. But ultimately, it has to be something that works for the majority of the players, not just 2 or 3 big folks.
A common data protocol is what is needed to move the industry forward. That's your tech update for today.